guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my unpopular opinions. Before I begin, if you don't agree with my opinions, sorry. But these are my opinions. If you have another opinion, then please keep it to yourself. But these are my opinions and I hope you respect that. So let's get started. My first unpopular opinion is that macaroons are so overrated. Like everyone, all over Instagram, you see these beautiful pictures of macaroons and then you actually get to taste them and they're like, I don't know. In my opinion, they're just overrated. Secondly, children should all be whooped. And I'm not talking about beating them to death, but in my opinion, your child should get some good spanking because, trust me, all kids turn out good when they get a little love. love. Yeah, it just works. So whoop your kids. In my opinion, kids should get whooped. Don't spoil them. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk to them and explain things to them, but if they do not listen, give them a good spanking, okay? McDonald's is a very, very unhealthy. We all know that, right? But if you do a lot of research, then you will know that there's more than just the unhealthiness that we all know about. I watched a documentary and I don't know if I'm gonna find it, but if I do, I'm gonna place it up here and then you guys can watch it and be your own judge and come to your own conclusions. But in my opinion, McDonald's is very unhealthy. It might taste really good and it's, it might not be that bad to have once in a while, but especially in America, people are very targeted and there might be just more than just the unhealthiness to it. So you might want to look into that. Black people have something special that white people are just so intrigued about. That's why we're always discriminated, that's why we're always targeted, and we don't really know that much of our history because it's being kept away from us. So I think that white people know a lot about our history and we are a threat to them. So that's just my opinion. Natural hair was a trend the last few years. I can't really say maybe in the last 10 years. I think that natural hair was a trend and everyone jumped on that trend, and now what do you see? A lot of YouTubers are either relaxing their hair or going back to perms. So I think that it was definitely a trend and we are really seeing now who actually learned to love their hair and who was just doing it because everyone else was doing it, In my opinion, now I know this is going to be, some people might not agree to this and some people might agree with me, but I don't think that conspiracies are just conspiracies, especially when it comes to the, I don't like saying that word out loud. Yeah. So, I don't think that that's a conspiracy. I think that that exists. And I also do think that celebrities and all these popular and well-known people all have sold their soul, and they're just really greedy, and they don't want to work hard to have what they want in life. So my next opinion also has to do with my previous one, kinda. And that is that all the big governments, I'm talking about America, Russia, the UK, like all of these big governments are planning to slowly kill us. They are doing that through simple things like social media, because you might not realize it, but social media, our electronics, our phones, our everything. And there are also really bad chemicals that are being spread throughout the world, and I think that they are, through these things, slowly killing us, especially black people. That's just the truth, because if you do your research, then you will find that in certain areas, especially in America, in certain areas where black people are the main race that live in that area, their water is being contaminated, and there are a lot of abortion clinics set up in those areas. Like, there are many things that are very, like, strangely placed in those areas and happening in those areas, while they are not happening in, like, predominantly white areas of the world, in America, anywhere. So I think that they are slowly killing us, and we need to step up and be aware of what's happening. Now, this might also be something that people may not agree with me on, but this is my opinion, and so I hope you respect this. So, in my opinion, best friends don't exist. And the reason why I say this is that we as people, like, we go through different stages in our lives, from kindergarten up to your work environment, and the more you hang out with a certain group of people, the more you're going to feel like, they're really your acquaintances, and you feel really comfortable sharing secrets with them, and just talking in general. But once you split up, once there comes a certain gap between you guys, it's like, were we even friends? So I just think that we go through different stages in our lives where we meet people that we really vibe with and have really similar experiences with, and then after that, it's just, you go on to the next stage in your life where you get to know other people and become their friends. So yeah, I don't think best friends exist, in my opinion. I also think that your job should not be boring. I also don't think that everyone has to go into the traditional, things like, becoming a doctor, becoming a lawyer, becoming a teacher. you don't have to do something that's boring. I'm not saying that these jobs are boring, but you know, you don't have to just sit in an office. Um, Nowadays, you can make money off of YouTube. You can make money off of Instagram. So I don't think that you need to do the traditional things. I know that our parents mean well when they force us to get into these things, but I think that you if you want to, if you really want to and work hard, you can have a fun, out of the box, really different job, like a social media manager, like something different, you know. Or you could also like have a combination of something fun and something a bit more traditional, and that's what I'm planning on doing. And lastly, in my opinion, of course, men or boys are given way too much freedom. Um, and if we look at like a family, you know, most of the time the girl in the family or the girls in the family have like some really strict rules that they have to follow. They can go out that much, or they have a really strict curfew, while boys get to come home what time they want. They don't get forced to do chores, because some people say that doing chores is for girls or for women, and I just think that there should be a really big mind shift from that way of upbringing, because that is the reason why when a man and a woman decide to come together and get married and start a family, that's why most of the time the woman is left to do everything, and she feels like, you know, she's a slave, and you know, she just has to cater to the wants and needs of her husband or her boyfriend, while we can come together as one, as the Bible says, and actually like you know, take care of ourselves, but also our children and maybe our pets, of our household, let me just say it like that. And you know, we can split bills, we can clean the house together, we just take turns with certain things. And I just don't believe in the whole the wife should be a slave to her husband or and her children. I just don't believe in that. I just think that men should not be put on a higher pedestal than women. And I'm not a feminist, but that's just what I feel. So yeah, that is my unpopular opinions video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have some unpopular opinions of yourself, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please check out my last video somewhere on the screen. Subscribe on my face somewhere on the screen. And don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so you get a know. I always mess up I always mess up my outros. Anyways, we get a notification every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!